Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
They can finally tell their stories in person.
I couldn't look at him. I couldn't believe any human being could do what he was doing to me.
Sexual assault survivors of Dr. Robert Anderson come face to face with the University of Michigan Board of Regents.
Also, she's frustrated with FEMA. A woman says her basement is flooded 4 times, and yet she can't get help. Sean.
Now live at 6 o'clock, the delicate investigation in southwest Detroit to find out why the ground shifted there. The tricky investigation to search for clues to see if it could happen anywhere else.
Okay, Sean, but we begin with breaking news from Collierville, Tennessee. That's where a gunman opened fire inside a Kroger.
This happened about 1 o'clock this afternoon near Memphis. Police say 1 person has died. 14 people have been wounded. They say the gunman in this case has also died from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot. It is not clear if the attacker was an employee or former employee of the store, but a worker inside describes what she saw.
When I heard the gunshots, that's when I told everybody to run. Everybody started running. Everyone started running. And then I went to the back to the meat department, go to the back to the receiving department, and we hid in the nearby the incinerator. And he came, the shooter came back there and started shooting.
Investigators are still working several different scenes at this Kroger, including what they say is the shooter's car. Lester Holt will have the latest from Tennessee coming up on NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Okay, now to Ann Arbor, where the sexual assault survivors of Dr. Robert Anderson are getting to speak freely in front of the University of Michigan Board of Regents for the first time.
And many say they were silenced during the board's Zoom meetings. Jason Colthorpe on the campus this afternoon where the survivors had their first face-to-face meeting. Jason.
Yeah, these survivors, Devin, have been very frustrated by the fact that they haven't had access to the university for several months, not to the president or the Board of Regents or anyone. Well, that all changed today.
Hail to the victims! Hail to the victims! Enough is enough.
Survivors of Dr. Robert Anderson's decades of abuse again rallied on the UM campus. Chuck Christian, a member of the 1981 Rose Bowl team, traveled from Boston to be here.
There are so many victims, and I'm seeing them here today, and it's not just athletes. These are neighbors of Anderson. These are friends of Anderson. These are all kinds of things. These aren't just the athletes. This man was a monster.
Thursday, they joined protesters outside the first in-person Board of Regents meeting in 19 months, some hoping to finally be heard face to face.
I carry a lot of guilt for this. Reliving these events and following the news and reading the reports is actually more harmful than the time itself.
Following several emotional moments, Board Chair Jordan Acker acknowledged he couldn't say much because of ongoing litigation, but did say this.
And we are continuing to make changes along our journey to make sure that nothing like this ever happens on our campus again. To all of you who are speaking out, we hear you, we value you. Thank you again for sharing your stories.
And just to go back, what you saw there was Chuck Christian had gone up during public comment while Vincent Washington was speaking. He was getting emotional, went up there to show support for him. And then later when another victim was speaking, Christian broke down crying in the gallery. Michigan also unveiled its new sexual misconduct policy, but there is a lot more to come on this. Some of these various survivors will be testifying next week in Lansing for hearings in front of at the Capitol to deal with this subject. We're live in Ann Arbor tonight. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
So tough. All right, Jason.
Well, after days of rain, we're about to dry out around Metro Detroit.
Thousands, though, are still going to feel the lingering effects of this week's weather because DTE says 79,000 customers right now without power. That is not quite cut in half, but down from 136,000 at the height of things. Port Huron and the Thumb hit particularly hard, and so was North Farmington. Let's get over to Paul Gross. Been dealing with a power outage at his place, and what we can expect now, Paul.
Yep, power outage and water in my basement. It's been a fun day, I'd tell you about that. And we have rainfall totals that are just obscene. This is, again, a 48-hour period. Over 5 inches of rain in the city of Detroit, Port Huron, Grosse Pointe Farms. And if you didn't get 5 inches, you might have been 3 to 5. And actually, the highest amount of all the reports I've seen was my own rain gauge in Farmington Hills, 6.36 inches of rain. That's a once every 150-year rain event. That statistically, how often do you expect that to happen? All right, we are looking at rain in the area, but it's peeling off from southwest to northeast. We're seeing this stuff just gradually push northward, so we're going to see this stuff ending. Right now, if you're heading out the door, 51 degrees. The weekend, though, we're rebounding temperature-wise. We have that rain chance Saturday. I'll break that down for you in just a few, guys.
All right, Paul. A Detroit homeowner wants answers from FEMA. Her home has flooded at least 4 times over this summer, but she says she continues to be denied federal help.
Her frustration reached a new level yesterday when she found even more water in her basement. Our Larry Spruill has spoken to her several times this year. So, Larry, what's the problem here?
Well, Devin and Kimberly, that's what Loretta Powell is trying to figure out. As we mentioned, she says her basement flooded several times this summer. As a matter of fact, this side also flooded several times. Now, Powell says they have been asking for help, any kind of help. And as of right now, they got nothing.
Because I have been denied twice.
2 personal claims and 2 denial letters from FEMA, says Loretta Powell. Her basement here on Mount Clair on Detroit's east side flooded several times this summer. The first time was in June. I interviewed her multiple times about her flooding issues, and she says water is still leaking into her basement. These photos are from Wednesday's rain. She tried to submit all of this to FEMA.
Before the second appeal, I asked the man, could he send the pictures that I taken of the basement, and also wanted to send the pictures that I have taken with you on the news. And he said I didn't need the pictures.
Powell showed me her recent FEMA denial letter from September the 2nd. It says FEMA has determined you're not eligible for personal property assistance because the damage to your personal property did not qualify for repairs. But Powell says that's further from the truth. She lost her water heater, washer and dryer, and furnace.
Right now, I need a furnace because it's cold outside. I can't turn the heater on. I mean, the heater is not working because, like the man said, it's contamination. So if you turn it on, all of that just go blow all up upstairs in my house.
And now she's hoping the third time is a charm.
I'm, like I said, encourage them to submit my pictures, because when they see the pictures, that tells it all.
And I did reach out to FEMA for a statement, and they sent me this. It says, in part, FEMA is unable to discuss an individual specific case with a third party. However, we would encourage disaster survivors to visit a disaster recovery center or call 1-800-621-3362 if they have questions about what may be needed to file an appeal. We're live on Detroit's east side tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Larry, before you go, we know she's been denied twice. Can she apply again?
And so, yes, and so Powell says that she's being told that she can apply a final time, a third time. As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with her. She tells me she's at that FEMA recovery center. They are working with her to see what all they can do to see if they need more information for her appeal. Kimberly?
Let's hope for the best for her. Okay, Larry, thank you. A CDC advisory panel has signed off on booster shots of the Pfizer vaccine for some people.
Panel says people ages 65 and up and anyone in a long-term care facility should get a third dose. They also supported the option of a booster for people between the ages of 18 and 64 who have underlying medical conditions based on an individual's risk and benefit. But the panel voted against boosters for people 18 to 64 who have a high risk of being exposed to the virus at work. Complicated set of recommendations, but this recommendation now goes to the CDC director for final approval.
The majority of people under evacuation orders in Flat Rock can now return home. Wayne County says the Ford gas leak is no longer a risk to homes and businesses in Zone 1. That's an area west of I-75 and south of Gibraltar Road. Public health officials thought there could be health risks from the fumes, but testing shows the sewer system is clear of gas vapors. There are still about 15 homes under evacuation orders because they previously tested with concerning levels of toxic chemicals.
From one neighborhood concern to another. It has been almost 2 weeks now since the ground buckled up in southwest Detroit. We still don't know what caused it. Defender Sean Lay has been looking for answers along with so many others. And Sean, people in that area, I think, remain understandably on edge.
Some of the people on edge, the engineers themselves, right at that spot, very carefully looking for a cause as they dig. They don't want to cause another ground shift, but they're also spreading out, looking for more unstable ground in southwest Detroit to see if this could happen somewhere else. It's like something you'd see in a seismic zone after an earthquake. The ground somehow shifted below Dearborn Street in southwest Detroit. The result is breathtaking. The street broke and buckled upward. The ground is so unstable under the street and under a nearby dispensary, that building had to be taken down. 53 homes are nearby. 17 agencies have dozens of engineers looking for a cause. But so far, no one on scene has found the answer.
You know, Sean, what we do know is that the ground or the soil is unstable. And there's various issues out there that could have been the culprit. We are certain that it was not an underground utility as the cause.
Detroit Chief Operating Officer Hakeem Berry tells us this is a delicate process, dangerous for the investigators, tricky so they don't trigger another shift as they dig for clues. People living nearby will be seeing more activity, not less.
The way the ground went up, it means that it was stable, basically going back to 600 or 700 yards where the residents' houses. Where it's unstable is in that small area there. And that's why we're going down to see what's causing that. And what we really want to do, the reason why we're taking our time is because we really don't want to rush and, clean it up and overlook something.
So carefully trying to solve this mystery. In the meantime, Mayor Duggan of Detroit suggested that the storage of heavy equipment in that area may be partly the cause. The city says they will certainly look into that. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
Okay, Sean, thank you. Today marks day 1,000 that Novi's Paul Whelan has been locked up in a Russian prison. Whelan's brother gave an update on the situation today, saying Paul was visited Tuesday by a U.S. ambassador. David Whelan says during a phone call with their parents, Paul was hit by a senior prison official. Family is asking for an investigation to be launched. Whelan was accused of being a spy in Russia and was sentenced to 16 years in prison. There's a new addition to the Detroit Youth Zoo, and it comes all the way from Alaska.
The animal found wandering neighborhoods that now has a home here. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. Rod?
One of the great things about Motorbella is you get to look back at great old cars.
The supply chain gets a hell of a lot simpler.
And there is also cutting edge technology, and I mean future technology to look forward to. And we'll have that for you.